Hi, I'm Jim Cook, and you're watching Reel-LIIFE, and I am with
Murray Roth.
Gothic Hangman.
And well, tell us about your film.
Okay, yeah, my name is Murray Roth. I'm the producer, or one of the two producers of 1959. 1959 is a psychological thriller, horror elements to it. It's the story of these 5 teenagers in 1959 who learn on the last day of school that they're not going to graduate. They all have to get together to do a project, and on their way to one of their houses, their car breaks down in this swampy area of South Louisiana, and they discover this church that's not even supposed to be there. And of course, they get trapped in there, and things turn really bad for them. And that's kind of the gist of the whole story.
Okay. So what I'm curious about, this is 1959. I saw the film. You're trying to recreate that era at that time. And can you just tell us more about the challenges of trying to create that time period?
Well, that was the main reason that we did and chose to do this picture when we got the script, was because of the challenge. Because we knew that if we could pull this off, it would be a very unique thing that you don't really see in the independent world. The production value, it's a lot of work. But I have to say, a lot of people came together to make this film happen. And I'm not just talking about all of the people in the crew and the actors, and we all came together as a team. But all of the other people that in the community where I'm from in Louisiana donated those cars and the locations and the costumes and the clothes. My mother actually was the costume designer. And she worked endlessly to put all that together. And that's, to us, why it kept everybody going, was because it was this unique 50s thing that you don't see in independent film, really.
Right. Tell me, what was your role in the film?
Well, I was approached by the director of the film, who was a fan of my artwork and my painting. And what happened was that they needed to do something like a Necronomicon or a spell book that has something to do with this haunting in the film. And so I was asked to do all of the drawings because of my draftsmanship and my ability, as an artist. And actually, what I keep hearing people are saying is that they actually thought that these were drawings that were just sort of lifted from some ancient source, that they were so dead on that nobody could believe they were so specifically made for the film.
That's a real compliment.
Supreme compliment,
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
You couldn't ask for anything. You couldn't ask for anything better.
Well, I could ask for something better, but that's pretty damn good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, welcome to the world of independence. But yes, his work looks fantastic, and the editor did a great job inserting the work in.
And I actually knew him, so we had a dialogue about how all of that was going to be done.
Yeah, and the director wanted to be here, and John Swider, and
Great guy.
he deserves a lot of credit for putting this all together.
So, tell me more about your collaborative process working with the director. He may not be here, but tell us why he's such a great guy.
Well, with this particular film, when you do it on a very limited budget like we did with this picture, you always want to take advantage of things when they come up, when you show up at a location, and that's one of the great things that John did, was he would recognize things that might not necessarily been in the script at the time, but through a method of improv, we would change up things, and then suddenly we get this great production value out of it. So yeah, John did a really great job. And let me also say Wayne Morgan, who's the other producer. He and I worked for a long time to put this all together. But other than that, all of the crew, everyone is from Louisiana, where I'm from. So it's like this project meant something to everybody. And that's, I think, why it stuck together and we were able to pull it off in the end.
That's great. I'm hearing this sense of community, all coming together. A sense of love went into this dark film.
Yeah.
Of irony there, right?
Absolutely. And the people that came together, and it wasn't just the cast and the crew. Like I said, all the people in the community, local politicians helped us out. The local police departments let us use their jail
What's
You know.
let me ask you just about people in general. What's been the feedback so far about your film?
Well, I've gotten great feedback actually. We've been in a lot of different festivals across the country, from Palm Springs to Albuquerque, where we won awards. We won awards at festivals in Louisiana, Mississippi, and now we're here in New York. So it's been very well received, and you know, I love it. It's great to get all this good feedback. So,
How'd you hear about Life?
These guys are usually pretty solid.
Oh, was it online? Or
yeah,
word of
I think
mouth?
it was just me searching for different film festivals, you know, around the country. I don't remember exactly, but I'm sure it was something online when I came across it.
Well, we're glad you guys came up here. This is a
I mean, no, it's actually a boon. I'm from New York City, but I met John Swider down in New Orleans. But I mean, I have to say, you know, not only a great film director, also a fantastic humanitarian, because he worked with FEMA for Hurricane Katrina. He came up here for Hurricane Sandy and stayed with me prior to working on the film. But so it was just very fortunate. I actually happened to be here to come and represent because I was local. So
Yeah,
you know.
and John actually was the one, now that I think about it, that recommended that we do this festival, because he had a connection here, because he spent so much time
Yeah.
after the Sandy storm.
Yeah, he was working on Long Island, helping people get back on their feet after Sandy. So
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
rough time for everybody, and
that's probably how he found out about the festival. I'm going to assume he didn't. He used it, I'm sure, as an opportunity to network and pick people's brains too.
yeah. Well, we do have a tight community here. Word definitely does get around, and I'm really glad that you guys heard about Life. And I must say, I love your hat. Love
You
your
bet.
hat.
You better. It has the Larry Hagman seal of approval.
Larry. Okay, I'm not sure who Larry Hagman.
It's a long,
Is that a long story?
not Larry Hagman. He was in I Dream of Jeannie and
Okay.
JR in Dallas. But
Okay.
I've worn many top hats, but once I had a grandfather or great grandfather of this, and I ran into him when he was coming from a dinner party in a building, and he saw me and he just said, "Great hat!" And I'm like, "Who is this old guy?" I'm like, "Oh my God, it's Larry Hagman." Anyway,
I'm more of a Brian Cranston pork pie hat kind of guy, so
there you
don't worry
go.
me, but-
There you go.
So thank
I
you
watched too
guys.
many Vincent Price movies. That's.
You're in the right place, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for
Good luck with your film.